via the Coward Global Satellite Network. Co-host First Things First. I was saying single guys think they have power because they can go out every night and have a good time, go to bed when they want. But ultimate power for a man is when you join with a strong, beautiful, powerful woman who has her own identity, and she tells you at night, you should demand more. And there is a certain pressure when you go home, Nick and I were both married, that you have to be a little more responsible now. You and I have to be grown-ups, and we've got families. Russell Wilson, in his own way, is saying, okay, this isn't about Pete. This isn't about Legion of Boom. Since Ciara has come into his life, Russell Wilson is now saying, this is my franchise, and I'm going to this is what I feel on this deadline, Nick. I'm going to put a stamp on it. Fellas, this is my franchise, and I'm totally okay with it. What say you?
This is a classic and perfect Colin Cowherd analogy, and I think I'm evidence of this. When I met my wife, I was a gambling-addicted, fledgling local radio host. Then this lady right here, come on, baby, say hello to everybody. There you go. This lady right here came into my life. Now I'm talking to you once a week. I live in New York City. I got a television show. Changed my life. And so I totally agree, first of all. Second of all, the only question for Seattle is this, because I feel about Russell Wilson the way you do. I think he is one of the most underrated players ever. Last year, third in the league in passer rating, third in the league in touchdown interception ratio. Over the last 2 years, first in the league in total touchdown passes. Yet despite that, last season, 22 quarterbacks threw more passes per game than Russell Wilson. In the playoff game, Brian Schottenheimer called the game as if Blake Bortles were his quarterback, not Russell Wilson were his quarterback. So, if you're going to buy the Lamborghini, don't drive it once a month now. Because if you can trade the Lamborghini for a 4Runner, for a snowmobile, for some skis, because it's better on the rocky road, so be it. If that's the team you want to be. Because I think Oakland would give you all the picks. I think Giants would give you their whole draft, and it'd be worth it. But if you're going to pay Russell Wilson, take him out of the garage more than once every 10 to 12 days. Let him be Russell Wilson. I think they should pay him, and I think they should use him.
Nick, I'm reading a story this morning. Juwan Howard's the new betting favorite to become the coach. And I look at the list of people, and it's Juwan Howard and Jason Kidd and Jerry Stackhouse and Mark Jackson. I love him. And Jeff Van Gundy's a buddy. He's funny. And Doc Rivers. And it feels like people who were on Celebrity Apprentice. I would like a grinder. I would like somebody like Nick Nurse that I don't know. This feels like famous people that Magic's gone to dinner with. When I see Juwan Howard's the leading candidate, it makes me go, well, how is Denver and Toronto and Milwaukee, and nobody knew Greg Popovich before he was Greg Popovich? Shouldn't I be concerned that, and I got nothing against Juwan Howard, but that list of people, according to Vegas, they're all famous people. Like, where's the grinder on this list?
Well, I think, to be fair, I think Juwan Howard has been a grinder. He's a famous person as a player, but he has done, if you will, the minor league coaching circuit, the assistant coach jobs. He has done that. So I think Juwan Howard would qualify for what you're talking about. But the reason Ty Lue is the second name on that list, and the reason that I think Ty Lue is going to be the head coach is the Lakers cannot go for the upside pick like a Nick Nurse, because sometimes those picks flame out. They have to go with safe. They have to go with known quantity. And so they don't have the luxury of saying, if we get this wrong, we'll fire him after 2 years, bring in someone new. They've got to go with someone they know can coach, that they know can coach with LeBron, that they know can get on the same page with LeBron, because they got 2, maybe 3 years of prime LeBron maximum. And so I think Ty Lue's the right call. I don't think Juwan Howard would be the wrong call, but the fact that he's the betting favorite surprises me. But the unproven first-time, video guy like Spo became in Miami, Spo ended up being great. But there's risk to it, and you need time to be able to go with the risky choice. I think they have to go with the safe choice. I know Ty Lue can coach a LeBron James team to a championship. I know they can beat the Warriors. I've seen it happen.
Last night, Russell Westbrook, 2020, at one point waved out the coach. Listen, it was a night that was different than most nights. We know he's a remarkable talent, but Nipsey Hussle was murdered in Los Angeles, and Russell did what Russell doesn't do. He let us see Russell and his emotions and said, I'm doing this for a friend. And Russell's not... He doesn't let that part of Russell out much. He's pretty protective of his family and his personal private life. That I get. But I said earlier, the NBA is a long regular season like baseball. It's too long. I think they should have fewer games, more urgency, and have healthier players always during the playoffs. The regular season in basketball is a little bit of the undercard, and Russell's an amazing undercard story. But the postseason's pay-per-view. And right today, they'd open with Golden State. And that would not, let's be honest, outside of Houston, that wouldn't be good for anybody in the world, okay? Not the Globetrotters, not anybody. I mean, that's just, you're not beating them, right? So, taking last night away, because it was a great night, are you concerned, because you love Westbrook and his game and what he means to basketball, do you think there is a feeling, though, the rent is kind of due during the main event and pay-per-view? That these nights are great, and they are good stories, but rent's due.
Listen, I appreciate, I heard you at the beginning of the show, and I appreciate what you said about what Russ did and who Nipsey Hussle was and that tragedy. I mean, it was an unspeakable tragedy, and it touched the entire community. And for Russell to call his shot the way he did, I said it this morning on the show, this is Babe Ruth to the sick kid. I'm going to hit 2 home runs, not 1 home run, 2 home runs. To say I'm going to go out and go 20-20-20, when it has been done by one person ever and then accomplish it, it speaks to the singular greatness of Russell Westbrook. But now to your question. If in year 2 of Paul George, they are one and done in the playoffs again, to quote a wise man, that ain't great. However, they are right now going to open with Golden State. But they're tied for the 7 spot. If they get the 7 spot, they can beat Denver. And they can be a problem for any team in the West other than Golden State. For Golden State, they would just be an annoyance. And your points are well taken. That look at the teams with multiple All-Stars. Warriors, prohibitive favorites. Houston, the only team that really threatens Golden State. Milwaukee, 60-plus wins. Philly, a real title contender. And then there's OKC. Your critiques are legitimate. But I watched that game last night, Golden State and Denver, and I said, Denver is the 60-win Hawks. Good night, good luck, you're finished. So, like, if the Thunder can get to the 7 line, where they have the same record as San Antonio, they can beat that team, and that would be a step in the right direction. But listen, Russ either needs to stop shooting threes or start making more. I think the critique of his game can start and end there. He's having the worst three-point shooting season he's had in his veteran stage of his career, and it's really hurt them. That's totally fair.
By the way, great seeing your wife. You look like $1 million. You were kind of a scruffy, vagabond radio guy. Yeah. Now, look at you. Look at how well-dressed you are. Look at your haircut. You have... Yes, she's helped you out a lot, my friend.
It was risky. Now, listen, I changed my hair. I'm in the process of changing my hair. And I try to look to you for a lot of things. Once upon a time, Colin Cowherd changed his hair. Didn't go so well. So I didn't know if that was going to be a good idea for me. But I'm going out on a limb for it. My wife, who dresses me and also styles me, she's been pushing me towards this. So, yeah, I'm doing my best here.
I love you. You're the best. Send my best to you and yours, my friend, Nick Wright. Good talking to you. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.